Hey everyone, welcome in for a special edition of the Micro Galaxy Squadcast. Today is April 19th, 2025, and we are super excited to chat through everything Star Wars Celebration. So, if you are now panicking and worried about getting some news, don't worry, we have got you covered. So, I am going to go ahead and bring in our other guest here, Cole J, Micro Galaxy Squadron here. Welcome in, buddy.
What's up, man? How's it going?
I don't know. I pulled one out of the hat there for my Kevin
Yeah,
J Micro Fleet.
yeah, the third,
That's right, the
third,
third.
third of his Kevin J. Microfleet, third of his name.
That is absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Oh
So,
man,
we have got quite a bit to chat about, man. I am surprised
yeah.
that we had so
Well,
much.
To to the good people joining us right now, I will say we may not be covering all of Celebration, but specifically, we'll just touch on MGS and maybe some other
Yeah,
things.
for
But
sure. Oh, thanks, Darth Stargazer. Yep.
specifically, yeah, man. If you didn't know, everybody joining in, Kevin just crossed 5,000 subs on YouTube, which is a massive
Yeah,
milestone for a channel that is primarily Micro Galaxy related.
that's right. Yeah.
Did you
Thank
start
you,
out
everybody.
Action Fleet? Is that what happened?
I did. Yeah. I
Yeah.
started out doing just mainly like informational videos about all of the Action Fleet stuff that had come years and
Mm-hmm.
years ago. So, yeah, pretty crazy.
Lots of grats in the chat. So you were doing like video essays on Action Fleet. That's how it
That's
started.
exactly right. Yep.
Amazing. Man, good to see everybody. I wouldn't say impromptu, but impromptu is pretty close.
Yes. Very close.
It's pretty close to the truth. I think we had said we might stream Friday. Friday didn't feel quite right. Holiday weekend, things are crazy. I don't know about you.
Hmm.
Kids were out of school on Friday.
Oh, nice.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yep.
It's been crazy. I was at a couple kids' birthdays today, out in the sun
Nice.
a while. But man, glad to be here. Not a lot of new news today, but lots of stuff happened on
Yeah.
Friday. We woke up to a lot of news, some cool stuff. I think there's a good amount of stuff to be excited for, right?
Dude, there's a ton of stuff to be excited about. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, a spontaneous Saturday squadron, as Arc 170 would say.
Yes. I
Love
like
that.
that.
Yeah, DC Metro points out, and I know some people conflicted because they are trying to watch the celebration stream right now. My thinking was, what else is there? I think
Yeah.
we've got they've done every panel that could possibly have some cool news at it, right?
Yeah, they have. I've seen I saw a few there on the first day. I've been out of the loop here really for the last like 24 hours. We've got a big Easter thing we're doing tomorrow, so I've been busy cleaning up the house.
Are you dressing up as an Easter bunny?
No, I will not
Okay.
be dressed
Oh,
up as
that
an
would have been
Easter bunny.
amazing. What's up, D
No.
Sertle? How's it going? Straswa, all kinds of names, Stargazer. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
welcome everybody.
yeah, but I guess before we jump into Micro Galaxy,
Mhm.
was there any shocking news or anything you thought was especially cool that has gone on so far?
You're talking about just with celebration in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, I thought the coolest thing was the kind of a combination. There are two things that I thought were really cool.
Okay.
One is Ryan Gosling being in Starfighter.
Long
The
rumored. I believe we touched on that in one of our previous episodes.
Yeah, I am a Ryan Gosling fan.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, he's done some great have you ever seen
Because he's so handsome. Are you going to say Drive?
yeah,
You
Drive?
were going to say The Notebook. I have seen The Notebook,
Yes. Well, they're
Kevin. I
both
know
good. They're
your
both
favorite
good.
film.
Yeah. But no, the him in Drive was like shocking. The
Do you think that's what we're getting? They thought, can we just make Drive but with spaceships?
Dude, that would be awesome. The climax of Drive was super intense. It was one of those, like, this movie's kinda moving along, it's alright, and then all of a sudden they hit that climax, and I was like, "Wow, did that really just happen?"
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It's a movie I have seen, and it's a
Yeah.
movie I know people really enjoy. Could not tell you anything about it except what he's wearing and that song that plays in it, and that's
Oh,
about it.
nice.
I don't remember anything about the movie. It was kind of like
Yeah.
just instantly forgot about it.
Yep, but, that was interesting, and then also that we're getting a Mall series. I didn't see whether or not that's gonna be an animated series, I'm guessing it will
It
be.
is, yeah,
Yeah.
another animated series.
Man, any of the shows
2026.
any of the shows are just cool. I love the shows where you get, like, an episodic series of something versus the
Yeah,
movie. It's cool to be able to have some of the movies, but it's such like a quick flash in the pan. You get 2.5 hours or 2 hours and you're done.
yeah.
So,
It's Mall's cool. I feel like we've
mhm.
gotten a lot of Mall in
Yeah.
general. There to a lot of people, no such thing as too much Mall, and I totally I get that. He's cool. But
Yep.
we've had a lot of Maul, and we've seen what happens in Rebels.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, we know how the story ends. We know
Yeah.
how it begins. We've seen a good chunk in the middle. We've seen the weird cameo in Solo.
Mhm.
So it's cool. I'm sure they'll do something nice with it. Not
Yeah.
my, I don't know, didn't have that on my bingo card for sure. Definitely a
Well,
surprise.
what were your big things that came out of it?
I didn't have one, man.
No?
I wouldn't say it's been flat, but I
Mhm.
didn't know. I thought we would get maybe a proper teaser trailer from Mando and Grogu, but I guess it's been too soon. A little
There
too soon
was
for him
I
to have a
saw
lot of footage. We got a what I would call a sizzle reel
yeah.
that had a little bit, not a little bit, but a little bit of reuse from the last sizzle reel. Um,
Did you see the one where he comes into the, with
AT-AT.
yeah, with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Saw that
snowtroopers?
horrible cam footage of that. It's really cool. It reminds me of Daredevil, the
Yeah.
hallway scene, kind of
Mhm.
just working his way through the inside of an
Yep.
AT-AT. And man, we've seen a lot of AT-ATs this weekend, haven't we, Kevin?
We have seen a
And
lot of
it looks like
AT-ATs.
we'll see even more with Mando characters packed in.
I'm
Although I
sure.
guess maybe they'll just rework the head. Maybe my
Mhm.
guess is the body will be exactly the same, legs will be the same, and we'll just get a new head on that existing AT-AT, and it'll be
Yeah.
Mando labeled. But that was cool. I love seeing that. Zeb, man, popular
Mhm.
dude. Apparently going to be in Ahsoka as well.
Awesome.
Of all the characters, he's the one making the rounds. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, agreed.
Um, biggest news, I don't know. I don't feel
I
like
mean,
there's anything big.
we got a chance to see the new Balon
Yep,
with
yep,
Rory
yep.
McCann.
Confirmed. I think confirmed that
Yep.
it was the Hound
The Hound, yep.
from Game
Yeah,
of
and then you
Thrones there.
got, what else was there? There was Starfighter.
Which
Um,
great for I mean, if you're gonna have
mhm.
something good for Micro Galaxy in its future, having
Uh-huh.
a Starfighter movie sounds pretty promising for
That
a
does sound pretty
vehicle line.
promising. I would totally agree.
I'm sure the Jazwares team was like pumping their fists in the air
Yep.
when they heard that news.
Although
They're
I
like,
think we're
let's make
looking
it.
at, like, 27 or something,
All
wasn't it?
we got to do is make it till 2027. We'll have
Yeah. Ryan
micro
Gosling.
goslings.
Yeah, that would be great. Um, but yeah, they also had, what was the other thing that um I'm blanking on it. A lot of
Andor
figure
is a
news.
show that comes out in 3 days.
Yep. I know that
Um,
does look awesome, man. It looks
the
really good.
social media embargo, they do this now, Kevin,
Mhm.
with the chosen few who get to see these things early. We have
Mhm.
a social media embargo where they can say some things about their general thoughts on it, and then they can go into detail at a different embargo, which I believe is Monday or Tuesday, with further descriptive deep dive details.
Hmm.
Generally, uh, impressive reactions to this show. I
It
don't know
looks
that it's
awesome.
surprising given
Mhm.
given the pedigree, the season 1, and how critics loved it. But man, people have been all about. What's up, Brian? People have been all about this. I don't know if you've seen any of these on Twitter, but people just praising it up and down, up and down, up and down. So it sounds
That's
like
great.
we're in for a real treat if you like the slow burn, high intensity drama that is Andor.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's one of those shows that when they originally announced it, I was like, I do not care at all about Cassian Andor,
Yeah,
but they've done a great job of
I
weaving
still
his
don't.
character. Yeah, they like
I
weave his
love the
character
show.
in there,
I thought the
and
show was amazing,
yeah,
and Cassian is still one of my least favorite parts of the show. Everyone else around him seems a little more interesting at times. I don't know why,
hmm
but man, I ended up loving that, and it sounds like it's going to be more of the same, which is awesome. And
hmm
maybe some familiar faces as we lead into Rogue One.
that's
Maybe
exactly right.
Zeb will show. we'll
Who knows, man?
we'll get Zeb. Zeb's just going to be in everything out of nowhere. Zeb is just like the omnipresent. He's like 3PO now,
Yeah,
popping up
or
in
like
every
Carson Teva,
single piece of media. Kevin,
Starfighter poster. I saw it at T65. Nice.
Jazwares had a booth at this event.
They did. They did have a
And
booth.
they did not have a panel, unfortunately. Not sure what happened there. I think at one point it seemed like one was planned. Ended up not happening, but that's okay.
Yeah,
because they just laid it all out for us.
they did. They laid out quite a bit, actually. They laid out a massive display here.
And with the diorama, so this display in general, I feel like we've kind of seen this vibe the last several events, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they debuted it
Very
maybe
similar.
at London. This kind of thing is London, where they debuted the massive light wall with the rows and rows of ships, incorporating a diorama with the dome into it. So really, nothing terribly new as far as the booth design goes. The product in the booth also mostly the same, but there was quite a bit new there packed in the end there.
Yeah, and the art here on the background, which is kind of hard to see on this specific image, but I have seen some pictures of it right behind where this guy is standing directly in the center. Is actually a different piece of artwork than we had seen before with Ahsoka's T6 and some of the Fiend fighters there in the background, which is pretty cool to see.
Kind of. You talking about that big gray head right there?
Yeah, right below Jazwares, you can kind of see there's the top of the T6, and again, just different background because the only other version of it that we had seen was with the Purgle.
Yeah.
In the background. So this might be artwork for another version of the T6, potentially with some Fiend fighters that we might get later, but who knows?
They love a good repack. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. But then we've got here is a picture of the wall. I think this is somebody cut this up, or maybe this is one side of it. I can't really tell. But this is a good layout of pretty much everything here. We've got some. I'll buzz through some other images here.
Yeah,
I
think the other side had some of the larger ships in it.
Yeah, but pretty amazing to see the lineup, kind of the way they have it set up. I do wish they lit it from the front instead of the back because you just see the silhouette. The one thing that does stand out here, there's 3 items that stand out here. The are tried and true on the left side of the screen. That Genevex Starfighter is
really pops.
It's really popping there.
Really pops.
And then we've got our hollow X-wing right in the middle and the hollow B-wing there on the far right.
I was gonna say, you know what pops out to me on this, and I've seen it mentioned a lot of times. People asking what it is. That super awkward vulture droid there in the middle.
Yeah. Right.
That pops out to me as like, what on earth is that? It takes you a second to realize what's going on with it.
Yeah.
A little bit of a weird way to style that thing because a lot of people see this and they're like, what is that thing in the middle? I think I missed that ship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very interesting way to do that. Yeah, and here we've got the larger ships.
Yep. And a bunch to look through here. I've got some other images as we get a little bit further along, as we can take a deeper dive. And actually, DC Metro just posted a picture on the page, a great shot of the TIE Reaper and the Land Speeder, which you can see in the very bottom of the
Mm-hmm.
screen on
Mm-hmm.
the right side. But the bottom right side, you've got those 5 X-Wings. That's our red squadron. And then you have the Reaper and then the Falcon and a couple ATs in there. The one item that is missing from here that somebody mentioned is the Arc. I didn't see any pictures of the Arc 170.
It That's really strange, right? I would have thought they must not have had it there because we would have seen tons of pictures. The Reaper right
Hmm.
there for eyes to see.
Yeah.
If chat, let us know if you've seen pictures of that.
Yeah. I looked through the wall pictures earlier. I didn't see it anywhere, but they've got some great items in there. And then we've got this one, which again is the next frame over, is my guess here, where you can see a few more AT-ATs there.
Mm-hmm.
So we got,
Listen, I feel like we got a few reveals with
mhm,
this, and then a whole lot of battle pack info.
yeah,
Mostly re-releases, which I've seen some a little bit of disappointment over it being so much reuse and reissue, and I get that.
yep,
Especially, I do think it feels a little worse without that Arc 170 there in
mhm,
the midst of these to really kind of drive home a new larger scale vehicle that's been like really wanted. Yeah, again, if in chat, if anybody has seen footage of that there, I don't know that I necessarily have seen anyone post an arc from there, right?
yeah.
Did
I
that get
haven't
left on
either.
the plane? They forgot about that?
I guess so.
Yeah, kind of kind
I
of
guess
kind of
so.
interesting. I would have had that front and center because that's it won our fan vote poll.
Yeah,
So
that's
one
right.
of the obviously one of the most desired ships, and something that's coming, I would assume fairly soon, maybe even before the Reaper. And we don't
Yeah.
have it here in a if if it is there, it's obviously not in a prominent spot
Mm.
where everyone can see it.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
yeah, I would have loved to be like as a featured item the Arc there along with the
Yeah.
Reaper. I would say two of their like they'll be the two tentpole vehicles to kind of build around here.
Yep.
As I would
Yeah, I
assume
don't
that
see it in
Reaper is
any of
probably
these.
in Andor.
Yeah, I don't see any of these images, so it's in there. Because yeah, you've got in that on the right side on the top, you've got your Imperial shuttle, you got the U-wing, you got the Bongo up there on the top, and nothing over on the other side. And then now you've got the right side here that has the rest of these larger vehicles and battle packs, and it is not up there. And then the
Mm-hmm.
next one is now the smaller vehicles. So we've got Starship class, Light
Some
Armor
new stuff in
class,
here.
Scout class. Yeah, there's a ton of new stuff, which I have some pictures of here again in a minute. And the B wings, when they're in that flight position and they're
Mm-hmm.
standing upright like that, they, I mean, those things really stand out.
Now, if it was possible, I would have liked to have seen at least one of those facing
Hmm.
the people looking at it because you get that good just cross like
Yeah,
real cool and iconic cross look at that.
they
Man,
kind of have a
I
one,
honestly feel,
a
I don't know
regular
about
one
you, I feel like the biggest surprise of this booth was the Hollow B Wing.
for sure.
Like
I
out of
would have
nowhere, no,
never. Yeah.
there was no tell that this was coming. Now my biggest question has been, do we think this Hollow B Wing is what we thought Hera's B Wing was going to be in the in that teaser image?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would not be surprised to see that because we've done a hollow, vehicle as the chase
I mean,
in a previous series.
that would instantly make the that vault release like a lot more desirable if you
Way
know
more
that there's
desirable.
not a cheaper version of this coming.
Correct.
It's just the Hollow B Wing, and this is a vault specific release. that's something I will try to get more info on. It's been a little hard to contact anybody as they're like at the booth and
Yeah.
obviously dealing with all kinds of stuff, thousands and thousands of people. They're not answering the phone, so to say. But
Right.
I would love to find out about that.
Agreed. And they've
It
got
looks great.
it's got a
I've seen
ton of
almost
stuff here.
universal praise from people that love, like, if you're even remotely into the Holo releases,
Hmm.
that B-wing looks stunning, man. And with that
It
light
does.
behind it, what a cool choice for the Holo stuff. It
Agreed.
looks great. Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't be
I get it.
surprised. And we
The
have
Holo
some
stuff
more.
isn't going to be for everybody,
Yeah.
but that B-wing looks awesome.
And there's some more scout class stuff too coming. Some more Hollow scout class, um, which I've got a picture of here as well. So let's keep going. So
Yeah, I think we will eventually have some close-ups of these two, I believe.
yeah, I have a few of them here as we keep getting through this. So this is the rest of the items for the Starfighter class. I wish I could make this image a lot bigger, but when I make it bigger, it goes outside of the frame and you can't really see it. So
Mhm.
let's keep moving along here. Um, so this was an image again. I wish I could make this bigger, but this is an image of what was available there. Correct?
Yeah, this is the stuff that I would say a little unfortunate. People may not have been able to access the exclusive in quotations as easily as we would have thought because Kevin, I don't know if you know this, but Hot
Hmm.
Toys had a big old desirable release this year.
Yeah.
And I think because of their relationship with Toy Sapiens or the Toy Sapiens Hot Toy store, something going on there,
Hmm.
the Micro Galaxy items were for sale at the Hot Toys booth. The Hot Toys booth, a line like hours long.
Yes.
So really unfortunate for the people that wanted to just get in, get the Micro Galaxy stuff, and get out. But yeah, once you got there, I don't know why this is what they had, but
Hmm.
you could get the pod racers
Yep.
and the it's
Yeah. Do I have this? Hold
Revenge of
on.
the Sith 20 and TFA 10, and they bring the episode 1 collection from last year of the pod racers, but a
Yeah, here we
very
go.
cool set. And yeah, we've got this image here. Somebody told me there were like easily over 100 of them on the shelf
Of which one?
of Vader's, yeah, Vader's
Vader's.
interceptor.
Yeah.
They brought that rare. Kind of insane that there's just that many of those laying around,
Uh-huh. I know.
which again, we've talked about this before. What there's got to be warehouses full of some of these like $100 ships,
Yeah.
that are going for, if somebody could find this,
Right.
just
We
put
need
them
to
on
find out
vault.
whoever that
Just put
guy
them on
was that
vault.
yeah, whoever that guy was that intercepted all of the vault stuff,
Oh
we need to
man,
talk to him.
the Biggs guy.
Yeah. See if he
We
can
can
get him.
find Mr. Biggs. Oh man. Um
Yeah, but
so
it's
it's
definitely an
cool.
interesting selection that they had there with those items.
And
Um,
tons of a lot of varied scout class. I heard people say there were some a lot earlier series of scout class that they had available there on the shelves as well,
hmm,
for blind boxes. Just kind of odd, but
yeah.
yeah. So we'll I guess we'll touch on a series of I have not confirmed them myself, but I've been sent random nuggets of info from people at the event.
Hmm.
And one of those is somebody saying that they had been told at the booth that they brought about 1,000 of the 3,000 X-wings to the event.
Visions.
Yes,
Visions X-Wings.
the
Yeah.
exclusive Visions X-wing.
Hmm.
So we I believe Tim, our buddy Tim, who now I think it's now public knowledge and confirmed that uh, he has a new role now as a double role, if you will. He was the
Yeah.
copywriter for
Yep.
several of the brands, including Micro Galaxy. He now has a role with collector engagement or
Hmm.
fan engagement. So kind of cool to see Jazwares. I think Tim might have brought this to them, but
Yeah.
seeing a need for that kind of role, a hole that he was more than willing to fill. And I think it'll be great for the community, for the line, to have somebody step in and be kind of an advocate for the collector. And he's already had an open dialogue with all kinds of people.
Yeah.
We've had video calls with him. So
Yep.
he got
Agreed.
to get up on the stage during the live stream. And one of the things he mentioned is it will be available online, presumably at Vault. So if you're out there and you think this thing is the coolest thing they've ever done, I'm going to go to eBay and spend $180 on that. Do not do that at all.
Yes. Just
Very
hold
poor
tight.
choice of a way to spend your money. There's a good chance that 2,000 of these are going to be on Vault or somewhere similar pretty soon, I would guess. So
Yeah.
good news for us that didn't spend thousands of dollars to go. We ought to have a good shot at it. Now, price-wise, these are around $57, correct?
Yeah. I think that's what it ended up being with the
Mm,
conversion, currency conversion.
that's pricey. That's up
Yeah.
there. Listen, I love a good exclusive. I love a good event exclusive, but
Hmm.
that's up there. I
Yeah.
don't
I
know
hope
what's
it's
what
not more than that. I mean, you got to
once
think.
it's on the website and it has the vault packaging and all that, I could see
Yeah.
it easily being I think
60.
best bet is $60,
Right.
right? I hope
Yeah.
that's what
Agreed.
it's at. I feel like if you get into the $70 territory, ooh, I don't know. I actually think that might not sell out if you're
Right.
getting that up there. What's the most you'd pay for this thing?
Probably in that range, 70,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
75. I mean, if it was 50, $40, I might get two of them. Um, but I mean, even still, I don't know that I'd necessarily need two. I got that with the Return of the Jedi one, thinking I'd keep one in the box and have one out. But I mean, I don't have space to be able to to show it. So
Darth Stargazer points out the Black Series Ronin release was $100 through conversion, but only $70 on Amazon.
mm,
Now, I
nice.
don't know if you saw that. I do know you saw this. I don't know if you ended
I
up
did
picking
see
one
it.
up.
I didn't pick it up, man.
Oh
I should
man,
have
it
done
did
it.
sell out. So it's not technically the exact same release.
Mm,
It is missing a little bit of Japanese text on the box,
no, that
but
wouldn't
that's
matter
it.
to me.
Everything else is the same. And not only did they pop up same day on Amazon, they were starting to get delivered same day from Amazon, which is nuts.
That's crazy.
Absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. They kept that one in the bag there. That's really really cool. Um, it'd be great if Micro Galaxy was that quick, but I'm glad we're getting anything at all. I'll take scraps at this point. This would be the
Hmm.
first event exclusive that the rest of us have access to.
Yeah.
So again, I think they're trying to get with the times. It's nice that they have direct to consumer site now to make this happen.
Hmm.
Um, I'm pumped for it. I just hope that price is. So Harris B Wing,
Yeah.
$30, correct?
Dude, so worth it.
Would you say this is $50 and that's a good price
I think with all the packaging and everything, yeah, maybe.
as
I
an
mean,
event exclusive?
as an event
Hmm.
exclusive, yeah, I think 50 makes sense. I think if you went down to
I don't want to be
30,
giving them any ideas. I don't know if we're raising the price right now.
yeah, no, no,
somebody's
no.
somebody's got this pulled up. They're like, oh, they're saying they'd pay $60 for this. We need to. Somebody's on the
Yes,
back end there just raising the price.
Cole, you have to realize though who you're talking to in this specific instance. I am the completionist, so I will pay
Yeah,
whatever it is to get one of them.
I
Whether
think
it's,
I think
I get multiple
50.
if the price was great.
Yeah, and they've got to. They're not. You can't think about us when you're doing this kind of thing. You've got to think about the more
Yeah,
slightly more casual uh,
sure.
consumer. And my guess is the more casual consumer is looking at $40 probably
Hmm.
tops for that.
Right.
You're paying a
Agreed.
$10 premium for an event exclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that Blade Wing,
dude, amazing. Yeah,
amazing.
Yep, I shot my review of it last night.
Oh, nice. Editing it now?
I'll probably have to edit it over the next couple days and I'll have it up. But I shot like 4 or 5 reviews last night, so
That's amazing.
yeah, I've
You're a
got a
machine.
lot to do. But yeah,
Um,
the B wing is, dude. I mean, again, for the quality, unbelievable.
premium deco. I don't mind paying more for that premium deco at all. I
Yeah.
actually I don't know if I would say this. I would. There's not every release I would want to
Hmm.
pay double the price for premium deco,
Right.
but a lot of them I would. Anything,
Yeah.
anything original trilogy, anything where it could make a real big difference in the release,
Hmm.
I'm willing to pay. For that extra deco
Yeah.
on it.
The
Yeah,
extra, like all
man,
of
it looks so good.
the silver and the scrapes and everything on the side of it are really good. Is your uh cockpit tied down? It looks like it is.
It is, yes.
Yeah,
The cockpit and
and the
the
bottom.
bottom that is not a small cockpit
Man, I
is
tell you what,
also tied down.
super clever idea to put the plastic around the wings the way that they did, which helps to make sure that they stay in that, locked out position.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I got a couple of them, and 2 of them did not have the cockpit tied down for whatever reason. So it was a little disappointing in that, but otherwise,
I
it looks
mean,
great.
it's one of those things like they didn't have to spend the extra money
Hmm.
to add that extra plastic in there, but
Yeah.
for the people that do keep these boxed and display them boxed,
Yep.
what a nice bone to throw 'em, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like there's a good chance you're going to be able to keep it in this position.
Yes.
Just a nice little move from them. So cool. Should we
Yeah.
uh should we give one of these away?
Yeah, man, if you've got one.
Should we do a giveaway? This one is I bought 2 of my own. This one is courtesy from our friends at Jazwares. Kevin,
Oh,
if you want to
nice.
work on pulling up a little page there.
Yeah, let's
I
do
don't
it.
know if we can do this here.
Um,
My guess is a lot of people out of the 100 people, we've got 90, 96, something like that, people on here right now,
yeah,
which is great. I love that for an impromptu stream. That's pretty cool. But
yeah.
I mean, most of you might have this. I don't know if there's anybody that doesn't have this, but here
Uh-huh.
in a second, why don't we just give the one that Jazzware sent us away since I already bought some?
Yeah.
And
Do we want to do
let's do hashtag Space Mom.
hashtag space mom? All right. Hashtag space mom.
If you have not bought one of these, I mean, I guess,
Hashtag
or if you want
space
one to keep
mom.
boxed,
SPACEMOM.
is it open?
It is right now.
Hey,
There we go.
hashtag Space Mom.
Hashtag space
Caps
mom.
do not matter.
Yep.
You can only enter once.
Nathan Taylor, you've got an accidental extra character in there. You might need to take that out.
Oh man, the call out. Caleb Lloyd in here. What's up,
Yeah,
man?
you've got
Josh,
the make sure
why
you
not
take that
collect?
apostrophe out of there,
Oh
my man.
man, Steve Hines. All kinds of friendly faces in here.
Oh man, lots of space moms coming through. This is
Yeah,
great.
hey, that's fine. And even if you already have one,
41,
we'll still do it. We'll still do it. I thought that'd be
43.
fun. Kevin, I actually haven't unboxed mine yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I have not. I was waiting
Man.
for a stream to do that, but we haven't made it through enough of celebration so far.
Yeah, let's
But
keep
hey,
going, man.
it's really crazy. If that hollow B wing is what we saw, the implications are kind of insane that this could actually be, at least for the foreseeable future, a vault release.
Right.
Because where does that B wing go? If
Yeah.
not, where does that go? My thinking is that's Series 9, and is this Series 10? Are we getting that many B wings? I wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
So
that'd be intense.
pretty crazy implications for that. I will do my best to find out more. If it has connotations for a further wave, they probably won't answer it
Mhm.
except but coyly.
Yeah.
But pretty cool. pretty cool. I think it would be awesome if there was stuff like that on Vault that was exclusive.
Yeah, for sure. Again, hashtag Space Bomb. Only one entry per person, but you can throw it in there a couple times just to make sure.
Yeah,
Right
we'll
now
call
we're
that
at
here in a minute.
56.
Yeah,
In
we
that.
have basically 100 people on now between the two channels, which is very, very cool. I know a lot of people are watching the
Yeah.
celebration live.
But if you're watching Celebration Live, you're missing out on the Squadcast. So turn
Or
it
if you're
off.
doing the second screen experience and we're just on your phone, that's okay too. Pull it, have
Yeah,
celebration up on your TV, and we'll be right there with you in your palm.
that's right. All right, so keep moving on here. I want to take a look. First, we'll start small. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to start with some Scout class here.
Ooh,
And
so before we go on, I will say, I said the Hollow B-wing was my biggest surprise.
yeah,
That is not true, and I just thought of something small that was my
uh-huh.
actual biggest surprise of this event.
Totally agree. We're going to see it here in a second.
Yeah.
So first is we've got these, I don't know, what do you call the speeders? An AVA speeder or something like that?
Yes.
So you have
Don't ask me what it stands for.
you've got two scout troopers here. So we've got our standard scout trooper on an imperial version on the right side and then a hollow version on the left.
Another hollow. They love these hollows.
Yeah, for sure. So there's your other hollow vehicle that you're going to be getting in scout class. And it does match up. I wonder whether or not that's going to end up being a common, because when we were looking at the whatever the
The teases.
image, yeah, the teases,
Mm-hmm.
it had a bunch of these as common releases. So that would be an interesting move to make that a common, but hey, you never know. So
I wondered if this isn't something else we might see
mhm,
in now. Totally reasonable for them to start mixing and matching and kind of making these up just to get different speeders and different micro figures into the line, since they can't do character packs.
yep,
Always cool of them to find ways to get more scout troopers, more troopers, any kind of trooper they can get in here.
mhm,
Hopefully one day shore troopers and death troopers and things like that in there. But
yeah.
night troopers, would
Dude,
anybody like that? I don't
Imperial,
know. That'd be
how about
interesting.
Imperial officers?
Yeah, I would love more Imperial officers. I guess
That
we
would be
only
great.
have with the AT-AT,
Yeah.
and he's wearing the armor.
Or pilots. I mean, could you get the best would be to get TIE pilots, because, I mean, look at how many different TIE fighters we now have between, well, we have two, but we have the bomber and actually we have the bomber, the special forces TIE,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have the striker. Both have two seats, but only have one pilot that comes with them.
Yeah. So again, when they can't make the budget, when they can't fudge the budget on some of
Mhm.
those, which we'll talk about later here, I'm sure, and get an extra pilot on a vehicle that needs an extra pilot, finding some kind of way like this to get those into blind boxes would be really, really cool. I think it would be cool if this shows up in Andor and it actually makes
Oh
sense.
yeah.
That would be the other side of the coin. They can mix and match and just throw things in there. Maybe, I don't know if Lucasfilm will approve that, but this could be something from Andor. And it's been rumored that we might see Lethal. I don't think rumored is the right word. People have wondered if we might see Lethal based on some of the images we've seen.
Mm,
Perfectly reasonable that it's a totally different made up planet, but
yeah,
it would be cool to see more AVA speeders
for sure.
in that.
So sticking with scout class, moving on to the next. Boom. The wildest thing I would have
Dude.
never imagined in a million
Oh
years
my
we would be
goodness.
getting.
Look at the stand for this. What is that
I know.
stand doing?
Yeah, kind of
Is that
crazy.
like just air moving? It's like kind of like an air rocket under it. Is that what
That's a
the
great question. I don't know that I zoomed in on it enough to be able to identify. I thought it was just sitting there, or like it was standing upright.
Oh no, I think there's a weird stand, and now that may just be something they used for this. But my
Mhm.
guess is there's some way to stand that up with on like a peg
Yeah.
that's in there. I don't think you'd need to do a ball joint, but there's probably some kind of peg up in there. Dude, what an absolutely ridiculous thing to release.
I
I
know.
don't know how or why they were able to do this, but I
Hmm.
love the creativity that it takes to get something like this into the line.
Yeah,
And I love it. I mean, this is so out of left field.
agreed.
Definitely I forgot about this. This was the most shocked I was, maybe, of the whole event. Everything else, even with video and stuff like that, other than the mall show, has been pretty heavily rumored.
Hmm.
Castings and stuff like that. Starfighter. This is just like, what on earth? How did they get this in there? And it's got, I think, the Canon actual drop pod
Hmm.
that these come in.
Yes.
Absolutely bonkers. I know there's some more Hoth stuff coming up soon. This is like amazing for a really, really robust Hoth display to get a couple of these in there.
Totally agree.
It's so cool, and it's really hard to tell what the scale is on this.
Yeah, well, you can kind of see
Might
that.
be a little small, but
Well, with Luthien, there on the right side,
mm-hmm.
he is, I believe, just to the right of this,
Yeah,
or and so it looks like that acrylic display stand is probably the height of the figure, so it might be a one inch height. So figure the probe droid's an inch,
yeah.
so that pod's got to be probably about the same, like the um
The blockade runner escape pod.
Yes, right. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. But the design of that is so wild looking. I mean, I don't think
Steve
I've ever even
Steve
seen
Hines
that.
says, "Wonder if that will be the chase."
I sure hope not. I
Steve,
mean,
if this is a chase,
that would be a dumb decision
we're
to make
we're
this a chase.
we're in the streets riding. I
Yeah,
hope that's
because
not. I
I
hope
mean,
that's
you got to
not
think
the
about how
case,
much
man.
does it cost to not only make the tool to do the probe
Yeah,
droid, but also to
don't
do the pod. I mean, no way
don't
they make
don't
that a
make that
chase.
don't make that hard to get. It's really cool. I think people can troop build those in a way
Yeah,
like
you need
it.
like
It
15 of those things, man. Are you kidding me?
Come on, man. Don't make that a rare. Don't make that a chase. Put the new molds now. To their credit, I think they've
Hmm.
kind of been doing this right, where a
Yeah.
lot of the new molds have been, the last series or two,
Yep.
correct, have been commons. Like
Except for the Z95, which it does look like we're
no,
getting
I
a
mean
common
specifically
version of that.
scout class.
Oh, Scout Class, yes.
Like Sabine's weird new speeder and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I really hope,
Sabine speeder. I love that
really
speeder, man.
hope we see this as a common.
Yeah.
But love it, love it, love it. Jazwares thinking outside the box is the best thing, especially as we reach year 3 of the line. Get weird, man. Get weird with it. If you're just joining us and you see people typing hashtag Space Mom, we'll be giving away Hera's B-Wing from the Vault exclusive, courtesy of Jazwares. We'll be sending one of these out. Hashtag Space Mom. If you haven't already, we've cracked 108 people, 105 people now.
Yeah, we're
So
67 on the giveaway right now.
if you didn't get one of these, hashtag Space Mom for Hera. We love her. We'll be giving
Yeah.
that away shortly. Yeah,
And
Luthen, not as exciting, but pretty cool. I feel like this is, if they made Luthen
mhm.
and he's showing up
Uh-huh.
in the scout class, my mind goes to the seventh sister who just showed up in scout class, and I thought, wow, what a weird and random release to have
Mhm.
in scout class. Then we find out, oh, she's going to pop up series 10, we believe, in a TIE advanced prototype.
I did not know that, but that is news.
So
Sweet.
for those people who've been banging the drum for a year now for the Fondor Hallcraft, longer than a year,
Mhm.
I would say this is the best tiny bit of news we've received so far. The
Yeah.
fact that a Luthen exists is, I think, one next step towards potentially getting the Fondor Hallcraft.
That would
I'd
be
love
awesome.
one. I would say if it's in season 2, we've got a real chance. If we
Agreed.
see it here in season 2, there's a real chance. I do hope we get it. But we'll see. I think it needs to be in season 2. If it pops up one week, that'll be like, okay, that's 2 boxes checked. I'm starting to feel like a little optimistic about this at that point. Don't you agree?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I know that'll make a lot of people happy. I've been hearing a lot about it for quite a while.
Now, the other thing that got cut off in that image was actually the Ahsoka speeder from Series 1 with Kanan on it. So it's
I
the
forgot
Ahsoka
about that.
speeder that's green, but it has Kanan. I believe it's just the the season 1 Kanan.
Yeah, I think so. It's the Kanan we've already had, uh the same mold of the speeder we already have from this recent Sabine. But, it's cool. You can recreate episode 1 of Rebels with that. I think maybe just another way to get Kanan in the line. But if we're going for season 4 looks, we get our first look at a Rebels season 3,
Yes,
season
we
4
do.
character real soon.
Yeah, with the trainer A-wing. And
Yes.
to be honest, this looks really cool.
Oh, it's
I was
hot.
I was
It's hot. I
so
know.
disappointed with
It's the wrong
the
mold. It's the wrong mold. It's the wrong mold. I know. That sucks. It's never going to change. Never get your hopes up that any of them will ever be different. That
yeah,
said, this thing looks
it looks
hot.
great. It does.
Look at that. Like, it almost looks mirrored
Right.
on the canopy there. It looks so good, man. And we've got a brand new Ezra mold,
Mm-hmm.
just like we just talked about with
Yeah.
Luthen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kevin, this ticks a little box for another Ghost re-release
Yeah, go see a season
with
4.
season 3, season 4
That
characters in
would
it.
be great.
I don't know, but I see this and I think, where can this pop up again? Because if this event has shown us anything, it's that they love uh
Repacking it.
they love repacking and getting their more use out of everything they can. And
Throw a
really,
couple streaks on it and then call it a new one.
yeah, so we'll have our second look of Jabba the Hutt in the line.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it looks great. I was again with the design of it, I was thinking, man, it's just gonna look so silly. But seeing it, the image of it and the close up, it's like, wow, that looks way better than I had anticipated it.
Kevin, a very controversial maybe
Mm-hmm.
take. Having to live with all of these resistance A-wing molds,
Yep.
not only has it greatly raised my appreciation of that ship and the design,
Mm-hmm.
I might think it actually looks better now than the original.
Well, we don't know what the original looks like in Micro Galaxy, which is
But we
the
know what it looks
problem.
like. And it's stubby and
Yeah.
squatty compared to this. The new design is sleek. It's like an arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
thing is like the perfect desk toy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fidget toy, this little thing. It's the perfect size. It's so sleek. There's something about it. I've come to really, really like it after being totally ambivalent to it
Mm-hmm.
before this snafu. I don't know what to call it. Before this, we've been made to live with this. And look how much deco there is on the little cannons there. There's like 3-4 colors on that.
Yeah, it does look like it's got that panel lining wash as well
Yeah,
on it.
man, it looks great, and
It does look great.
that Ezra looks like it's going to look really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Great, and we're not going to have to wait too long. This is next wave.
Correct.
Now,
This is
this is
the
a rare, right?
rare.
This is a
Yeah.
rare, I believe.
Yep.
Um, I'm sure DC Metro will correct us here in a second if we're wrong, but
Yeah.
I think it's a rare. Which light armor has been a little spotty here.
Yes,
and
it is because Volt Scarus Defender is the chase.
Oh man! While we're on the subject, what's
Yeah, I
next
don't
in the
think I
slideshow?
have. I don't think I have that one next. Oh, I do. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, look at it! Oh man! So here we are, Kevin. We
Amazing.
finally get our eyes on the TIE Defender.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it looks great. So I'm a big TIE Defender fan. I've got tons of the old Action Fleet ones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when seeing the show, I remember seeing the show and being like, wow, those wings look way longer. They look kind of like a TIE Interceptor that's stretched out, and it just doesn't look right with the two.
Mm-hmm.
But I went through and I did a couple customs. I did a custom of the yellow elite version that we're seeing right here, and then I did a red one. So I know all of the paint scheme because I did a ton of research into it, and it looks like they nailed it. Although it's kind of hard to see on this specific image. I've seen a couple of other images where it's not so washed out, and it does look really, really cool. So I can't. It also does look like all of the wings come off.
So,
Um,
what
The
is
wings
this thing
detaching
gonna
at the
look
cockpit
like?
is so cool and accurate to the yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Man, what is this thing gonna look like in
Mhm.
packaging? Is what I want to know.
Yeah. It's gonna
I
be
would
just
say
the
what I'm
ball.
seeing here now, not having it in hand, not being able to feel it and see. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody there is probably able to feel it. We'll see if there's some booth videos here, but I would say just by looks, this is about best case scenario, right? I mean, this is got to be close to best case scenario. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we're going to have to compromise based on where the joints are. Um, in my opinion, home run. I don't know if you heard
Agreed.
that weird noise my throat just made, but
Yeah.
home run.
I would agree. Yeah, it does look like the stand is a little bit taller than our typical version that we're getting. Um,
To accommodate for the wings hanging down there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And
Uh,
we should mention, I guess, this is Volt, the yellow you see on the wings here, and the
mhm.
yellow you see on top of the helmet. This is the Chase Volt Scaris
Yeah.
version. The
They really
standard
should have
pilot
switched.
and all gray wings will be the common. And I don't know how many of these is appropriate. 9, 10, all of
uh,
them.
all of them.
I don't know how many I'll buy on Amazon when this thing, but it'll be
Oh yeah, the standard one for sure.
more than
I'm gonna
3, less than 5, probably for me. And you
yeah.
you got to assume that the only way to get this chase is going to be through
Did you say
Vault. So
more than 3,
I'll
less
have
than
another
5?
one. I'll have another one when Vault comes. So I've got to, that's in the back of my brain too. Is I'll have 1 or 2 from Vault. So
Yeah.
3 is,
Yeah, you said more than 3, less than 5. So, Cole, I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie to you,
I'll
man.
have
That's
4.
4.
Yeah. I'll have 4 for all the math nerds. It'll be
I don't know. I
4.
mean, I could see myself getting 10, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest.
I think there will legitimately be people that this is one that I could see. Now, the only downside, the only bummer in this whole thing, other than
Mhm.
this is a chase, the only bummer is light armor is harder than ever to get. This is going to sell out on Amazon probably
Yeah.
pretty quickly. I think this will be the first thing in the wave to sell out, I bet.
Yep.
Um, oh man, I assume the vault set will also sell out.
Yeah.
I really hope, assuming this comes in the summer, I really, 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 really hope they can find something else out with light armor to get at a new retailer,
Mm,
or Target picks it up. Walmart puts more pegs of light armor back out there. I don't know.
yeah.
It's light armor is in a rough spot right now, and it stinks that there's like some really incredible and really desired releases coming pretty soon to that. So I do hope they figure that out a little bit. DC Metro says GameStop, but yeah, I don't know what retailer you go to with these other than making the big box ones pick this back up
Yeah.
or combining sizes. But
Mhm.
love the TIE
Yep.
Defender. I think it's they nailed it. They nailed it. I love it. On the other hand, we've got a
Mhm.
New Republic X-wing.
We do, and I've got some actual close-ups here of the pilot. So, I am pretty sure I'll come back to that one. So, there's a great picture of the pilot, and then we'll see the ATDP here as well, but
Yeah,
that pilot looks like Carson Teva.
it
The
looks
helmet.
similar. I think it also looks kind of like some of um the generic New Republic helmets as well. Um, I believe Carson's has a little more blue based on the ones I've seen at GameStop.
Yeah.
This one would be like maybe closer to Trapper Wolf's without the deco.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've seen based on Walmart listings is this is potentially
Yeah.
one from
Skeleton
Skeleton
Crew.
Crew.
Right.
So I think my guess is this is just a generic New Republic X-wing,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll probably just say New Republic pilot or something like that. And now the media will either say Mando or Skeleton Crew. Who knows? But I don't think
Yeah.
this is Carson Teva, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually don't think Carson Teva's X-wing looks like this.
There are some pictures of it that I've seen that have the blue on the blue coloring that's on the, yeah, you can kind of see it in this image where it's got the blue on the laser cannon there, like where it's connected to the wing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It could be nobody. It could
Yeah, I
be
think
somebody
Carson
cool.
Teva's X-wing has red markings.
Hmm.
I believe. Now, don't.
Yeah.
Everything I'm seeing, maybe he's got two different ones. The Hot Wheels version
Hmm.
is red markings.
Okay. Got it.
I know I've seen that in stores. A lot of them looking like red, but I do see blue. So maybe he's flown two different ones. To me, that does not really look like his helmet.
Mm.
Um, where you see where the two yellow dots are here
Yep.
on the sides, that whole section is blue on his.
Mm. Gotcha.
There's a lot of blue on his helmet. So my guess is this is just a random
Just
a
a
missed
pilot.
opportunity maybe,
Yeah.
but just a random New Republic X-wing here. Maybe
Okay.
down the road we will get a rare Carson Teva
That would be
specific
sweet.
X-wing.
Now, the other thing that was exciting to see, so we saw this a little bit on the Amazon listing as well. 2 pilots with the cloud car. Can
Two
anybody else
pilots.
give a huge high five to Jazwares for actually including 2
They
pilots?
listened, or it was part of the plan all along, but it feels like they listened at some
Yes,
point.
I know. The
Two
that's
pilots.
such a
Great move by
huge.
them. I know
Oh
a
my
lot of
gosh.
people very, very, very upset about that.
Right. Yep. That is a smart move to put 2 pilots with that, especially considering the size of the vehicle as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that
Yeah.
big. So great to be able to do that. Let's hope that that continues to stay the same. But then also, we've got here on the right side of this image
Yep.
our ATDP with 2 pilots as well.
Yeah. Not the same as the Amazon listings we saw,
Correct.
which felt like they took a pilot from the ATDP here and put it in the cloud car. Just
mm,
just to fudge the budget a little bit. It's like, okay, well, we'll take one from here and put it in there. But the fact that there's 2 on each of these at the display, I'm really, really, really hoping
yeah,
this is the case. We're getting 2 pilots with both. That would be a huge win and a great move by Amazon. Yeah, the description updated and says 2 figures. I think this is like just a super consumer friendly move here to pack in the
yeah,
2. And I don't know if we'll
exactly.
see an image of it later, but the AT-AT
Yes,
re-release also has 2 pilots this time around. So
got that in here.
very, very cool.
Yes. So then we've got another one that we've seen in the past, but man, I am so fired up for this. I'm going to be like one of the only ones that's fired up for this. But on the left side of the right next to
Yeah,
Ezra's A Wing is the Geonosian Starfighter.
I
And
think
that thing looks awesome. That thing looks
yeah,
awesome.
it's interesting. It's never been one of my favorite designs. It's got a lot of fans, I know. I
Yeah.
do worry that we could be in. I will say this. I hope the Geonosian fighter is not packed 2 per case. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? You feel what I'm saying there?
No, absolutely. I mean, I think
This
it's
feels
a
like a Fang fighter to me, and we're going to see a lot of it
yeah.
on the pegs potentially.
Yeah. Agreed. Not a lot of people are going to know what it is. I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
is really one that was predominant in the Clone Wars cartoon. And the Clone Wars cartoon, all of the line has been very heavy with all of the vehicles that are in that show.
Yeah.
Um, with our AAT tank, the battle tank, the droid battle tank, which was the same color and the same droid color that was in the actual Clone Wars cartoon. And then you also have,
The micro
you
series, right? You're talking about the Clone Wars micro series.
yeah, the Tartovsky
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
cartoon
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yep.
But then you've kind of everything. The only thing that we're missing from there right now is the Azure Angel, which is the souped up Jedi Starfighter.
Which we've seen a listing for.
We have seen a listing for, but we've
Yep.
got Dirge in there. We also have this Geonosian Starfighter, the V-19 Torrent. Arc 170 is in the show,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a bunch of other the uh, Jedi Interceptor is also in that.
Yeah,
Um,
they hit that hard.
mhm.
Let me know what I'm lying about, Vemesis. I'm curious. I don't know what I'm lying about. Maybe it's that the Geonosian fighter will peg warm, but let me know.
Yeah, it'll definitely beg warm, but
I
it'll
think
be
so.
awesome. I'll pick up a few of those for sure. And then obviously we got here on the right side. There's our Hollow B wing
The
again.
hollow beaming looks
Yep.
amazing. I totally get people that aren't into it,
Yeah.
but it exists, and it's kind of cool. We've got these like sublines in Micro
Hmm.
Galaxy that
I know
keep
it's
getting
kind of cool.
introduced. I think the biggest one now is the holographic vehicles.
Correct.
We've got several of them now, especially including the more speeders we see.
Yeah,
But it looks really, really cool. I'm
does.
not like the biggest fan of these releases either, but like
Hmm.
just looking at this, it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
Great choice. If they're gonna exist, this was a good choice.
Yeah.
But
Which would be
man, that
cool. The next cool one that they could do that I think would be a lot of fun is an ATST in this. I think that would be
that'd be cool
really
too.
cool because
Yep.
then you can see the pilot inside and everything. But let's keep moving along here. So here
Speaking
is
of,
our AT-AT. And then again, kind of like you're talking about sublines, there's a
uh-huh.
Kenner subline here coming.
Number 3, right? Our third
Yep.
entry into the we can't call it Kenner. The parentheses
The
vintage
retro. Yeah, retro. Okay,
parentheses
vintage.
vintage our
Vintage.
vintage toy styled re-releases of these. Now a massive swing here for a large
Uh-huh.
vehicle in that line. I Kevin, I hope these are limited. I I'm a
Yeah, this is
little
gonna
I
be
see this and I
it's
think it's cool.
yep.
I also the next thing I think is, ooh, I hope they didn't order 90,000 of these.
Agreed. So yeah, this is going to be an Target exclusive. The packaging on
Man,
this looks amazing. I mean, they really knocked it out of the park with the vintage packaging as well.
and they've got like a yellow wash on here to make it look like it's like
Hmm.
sun bleached.
And then you've got if you didn't notice there with the figures, you have two pilots. Thank goodness, two pilots. You get Luke with his lightsaber.
Mhm.
You get General Veers, and then you get one snowtrooper and a speeder, one speeder.
So I am not quite old enough. Yeah, DC Metro points out. I hope these are really stickers. I also hope these are really stickers. I couldn't tell in the
Yeah.
images.
I don't think that they would be based on what they did with the X-wing. They
I
made it
know
look like it had the
it would be
stickers,
really
but
cool though.
yeah. Are there
So
pictures of the side and the back? Thanks for the question. Yes, there are. I forgot to grab
not
them
in
though
the
before we got
slideshow.
started.
Yeah. Do
But
you have a specific question about that? Let us
if you
know.
check
I'll
out
pull it up.
Toying Around,
Hmm.
Kevin posted it a couple days ago.
One side just shows the standard pictures that we get and says lights and sounds. The other side has does kind of have that black and white vintage AT-AT look on it, like they do. They used to have the black and white, and Vintage
Mm.
Collection still, I think,
Yeah.
kind of does that black and white image on there. So, one other cool thing about this. Now, I don't have this. I don't know. I don't even know what the original Kenner Luke that would come with at this time looks like, but he does have different deco. I believe
Mm.
he's got kind of a black chest box, like a black belt, black straps. I don't even know, man. The straps on his leg are
You're
white,
talking
but
about which one? Sorry.
Luke, this is Pilot Luke here.
Oh, okay.
The straps around his leg are white, but the straps around his waist are black. And then he has a black visor as opposed
Mm.
to yellow.
Interesting.
So kind of cool. My guess is if they did this, it's got to be there's got to be a vintage figure of this that they're kind of aping here.
Hmm.
So kind of a cool move to alter the deco of
Yeah.
that figure to go with this. Again, I think it's a cool release. It's not going to be like the entire fandom is not going to want this. It's pretty niche, I
No.
think.
Agreed.
I my it's really cool. I really hope Target ordered like 10,000 of these and that's it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they
Even
get like
10,000 feels
one
like a lot.
one push instead
To
of.
me, this feels like a vault release, and not the only AT-AT we're gonna see.
That's right. Here is the next one.
Boom! And honestly, I'm a lot more excited for this one.
Yeah, way more.
So in past episodes, we've talked about the ATST and what I assume is this new snow speeder here.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a battle damaged AT-AT, a battle damaged ATST, and
Mm-hmm.
what we assume based on pictures from China is Wedge's um, Wedge's snow speeder. So this
Yeah.
would be the third different snow speeder that
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten, and that means I have to buy it
Fourth different snow speeder, actually.
fourth different because the battle
The
damage is
original.
different.
Well, you have the original Series 2 one
Uh
that
huh.
came out that has like the brown wash. Then you have the Vault,
Oh yeah.
um, the Vault release. Actually, it's the fifth one. You have the Vault release. You have the Armada edition release. Then you have Zev Seneska, and then you'll now have Wedge. So there's five of them.
Yeah. I was mainly just counting different, like not releases, but
Yeah.
different ships.
Yep.
In my mind, only one Luke Skywalker,
Mm.
one
Okay. All
Zev,
right.
and one Wedge. Right? Is that three?
That would be three. Yes.
Yeah.
Three pilots. Yep.
Is that yeah? I think this third different snow speeder basically.
Yeah.
So
Third different snow speeder, fifth variant.
I've got to have it. The ATST on this has the actual correct
Uh
color
huh.
tone, in my
Looks
opinion.
great. And
So
then
I'm all
did you
about
see
this.
the other images of the AT-AT? Does it have the wash on it, like the Vault
Yeah,
version
so I've seen a
or the
couple
panel
images
lining?
because there's another AT-AT on the shelf right above this,
Yep.
and it is really hard to tell. The Vault one is right above this. The wash does not look quite as heavy as it was on
Mm-hmm.
the Vault release,
Yeah.
in terms of panel lining.
Okay. Got it.
So, but yeah, my guess is we're getting this one here is like a battle damaged version,
Yep.
and I'll probably have this guy in the downward dog
Yeah. Nice.
in the display here. Now, based on things we've heard, I think this is all but confirmed to be a Disney Store Hoth set, maybe celebrating ESB 45. So,
Sweet.
given that news, I would say my guess is this thing might show up on May 4th for Disney
Right.
Store. Like last year, we got that battle pack that had um, all the battle droid, the tank, the
Correct.
vultures, all that stuff. I think this is a Disney Store exclusive.
Yep. That would
So
certainly
we'll
make
see.
sense.
Price is going to be kind of a big deal with this,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever the price is, I'll be buying it. I don't need another AT-AT,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the little scuff mark there on the side
Mm-hmm.
of it.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ATST, it's got a big blast mark on it as well.
Right.
So I'm given that we're getting a new version of this Snowspeeder.
Hmm.
It's the ATST. I think this is the first one that looks correct to me.
Yeah.
Not canon to Hoth, but
Hmm.
the color tone of this is gray, like I want it to look.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
But
be
it could
picking
lead
this up for
to
sure.
potentially Armada Edition ATST at some point in the future, which seems like a home run, like we talked about with the bomber.
Oh, absolutely. And again, if they're rerunning it for this, there's a good possibility that maybe Series 10 or
Hmm.
11, something soon in the future, they will be printing. They'll be running more of these, and we could see that Armada pop up. I think that'd be
Yeah,
a great Armada release.
agreed. And then
Also
now
confirmed,
sticking.
Kenobi would be the Series 9. I know we probably don't have a picture of it because it's not exciting, but
Oh yeah,
we had Anakin Series 8, Series 9 confirmed to be the Kenobi Armada release. This is a fun one, Kevin.
this is a fun one.
For me, I've seen some eye rolls on this. I get it.
Uh huh.
I get
Yep.
it. If you want the land speeder, you now have to buy a big old pack.
Which we knew is coming in a battle pack, anyways.
Yeah, but I didn't know you'd have to rebuy an assault class ship.
Yes.
Get it.
Although this one does look great. They did a great job with the Falcon on this one. Much more, there's way more color on it. It's obviously got that, battle damage scorch marks there on the front. It's got the cool little laser blast right next to the radar dish. And then, yeah, you get your, battle damage, if you want to call it that, land speeder.
So we, you know, it's getting the land speeder out for people.
Hmm.
It's
Yep.
getting Farm Boy Luke out there for people.
Agreed.
It's getting a R2D2 3.0, I would say. So I would call this R2 3.0. The deco on this absolutely has upped its game. There is so much detail on this R2 here.
Is
This
there?
is what
I
I would
can't
call
see
a
any good
premium
images
deco.
of it.
Actually, to me, this is premium deco everything.
Yeah.
For the most part, R2 has an incredible amount of detail. If you can't see that well, if you go to Micro Galaxy, if you go to Micro Galaxy Squadron on Instagram, you can zoom in on the picture here.
Oh, really?
But the R2 unit has just an insane amount of detail. The Falcon, Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a side by side. I need somebody to edit the
Oh,
two of
yeah.
these together.
Mm-hmm.
That would be incredible because just looking at this has way more deco on it
Oh,
than
yeah.
the version we got before. Correct?
Way more. Way more. You can already tell with just all the panels that are on it.
So many
Um,
panels painted on this, and again, it's one of those things. I don't know if these are all like totally accurate, but it looks amazing. I mean,
yeah.
that looks like a model, like an actual model
Right.
kit, that's been professionally painted.
Yeah.
So
Much
to
better
me, this is
than
now
the
the
previous ones.
definitive version of the Falcon. You're getting now. Do we think this is battle damaged? What is going on with the front of this land speeder here?
Driving
Is
through
this
the
after it's been shot?
this is probably when it was driving through the smoke of the burned out house. We should have got some skeletons with
Yeah,
this.
I don't know what's going on here, but it's got a lot going on the front there, like the engine's
It does.
overheated or something.
Yeah.
But man, my guess.
Ooh, man, that's a great question there.
I thought about this too. Paul Smith says, "Do you think the interior has premium deco too?" That would be amazing. I hope that cockpit has been painted.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need, because there's a chance Target has another exclusive coming up at some point.
Mm.
That is $60.
Okay.
Do we call these 9-inch vehicles the assault
Yes.
class? Or these 9-inch vehicles?
Correct.
I think that this is a potentially, don't quote me, don't quote me, don't quote me, but let's just call this big grain of salt rumor. I think this is a $60 Target exclusive that's in the system as a long time ago.
Well, DC Metro is saying that $60 exclusive is the Kenner AT-AT based on the code name.
I just got a video sent to me. I'm gonna watch it real quick.
Nice. Yeah, do it.
From our friend Tim at the booth.
Yeah, this is but this is such a cool surprise to get this. And this will be again like the quintessential Falcon. Like I can put all the other ones away because this one is gonna look way better. Way better.
Now Tim is calling this the ultimate edition of the Falcon. I don't know what that means, but
love that.
It does look pretty amazing. Yeah, this is a great photo he sent of the top. A little bit of battle damage there on that left side, but between the center and the cockpit.
Yep.
A little bit of scoring on it, man. It looks really
it does
good.
look really good,
man. Very cool. I hope this is, I don't know what price point that, people aren't going to be super jazzed to buy another expensive assault class vehicle that they own at least one of already. I would say most people already own this.
Yeah, we have 4 of them so far.
Yeah, but this is unfortunately, the tech just gets better and better.
Mm-hmm.
So this is hands down the definitive version. If the cockpit is painted, oh boy! But
I know.
We'll see. I think $60 is a pretty decent price with that little land speeder and that New Hope cast, because you're getting everybody there except Leia. So this is kind of like a New Hope, the beginning.
Right.
I think this is the long time ago set. $60
oh, that's a great name for it.
Would be pretty cool. What's in the system and what they print on the box hasn't always been the same as with the Kenobi set recently, but man, you got me, Jazwares. You got me. I don't want another Falcon. I don't need another land. I've got the land speeder from Vault.
Yeah.
But I'm going to buy this because it's that premium deco you keep getting me with, and I'll buy all these things if you keep upping your game, and it's frustrating. But thank you for making better products over and over again, and it's like, I guess I'll give the other ones to Goodwill.
Yep. No, it's been cool to see the difference in the deco change from Series 1 with
the R2 is nuts, man.
Coffee wash on it. Yeah, I did see those pictures on your page. That does look really nice. He's got a lot more deco on it than normal.
Yeah. Man. Oh.
Give them to me, Cole.
I don't know how many other listen, I've got so many. I did give one to my 4-year-old. I'm like, what am I going to do with all these? But
yeah.
It's how can you turn down that? Like, for people that are newer to the line and haven't bought one yet, this is a great set. For anybody who's new,
set. Absolutely.
This is an amazing set at almost any price point, $60, $70, whatever.
Yeah. You don't have to go back and buy the original one for like whatever it's going for now on eBay, which is not cheap.
Yeah. It's kind of, as iconic vehicles will do. And again, this is one that's got to come up every couple years. So
Target's getting at least 6 total exclusives this year. Great. Love that.
Yeah. I mean, DC Metro says Target is getting at least 6 exclusives this year. So yeah, Target is banging the drum for this, and I'm glad. The least we can do is if a few of us support them at full price, maybe they'll continue. Maybe they'll continue with that.
Let's just
if
keep
we
it
can
going.
Keep doing it at full price.
And if we could get Target, DC Metro, contact all of your Target people and tell them to pick up light armor class.
Dude,
that's what we really need. More than any battle packs. We need the light armor class.
But bring it back, man.
Yeah. we've got a giveaway still
I
rolling
was about
here.
to say, yeah. Now that
Hashtag
we've got through
Space
this one,
Mom.
and oh boy, is that a cool one? That Falcon is just hard to look away from. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like a, when you see the screen used models,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
there's enough detail in there that it's I almost feel like it's a screen used model. I doubt we'll ever get a revisit of the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this is probably like this is it. This is the ultimate Falcon.
Yeah.
In the line. But if you've just joined, hashtag Space Mom, we are
Hashtag
about to
Space
give
Mom.
away the Vault exclusive Hera's B-Wing from Rebels, courtesy of our friends at Jazwares. Huge thanks to them. We are going to give this away any minute now. Hashtag Space Mom, our favorite Space Mom, Hera.
We're at 74, 75.
Fearless leader of the Rebels crew, Phoenix Squadron there. Someone who sounds like they're going to be featured heavily again in Ahsoka.
Nice. Can't wait.
Yes, Space Mom. Chris Starkey, you typed Space Mon.
Oh, yeah, good correction.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
We're not giving away Kit Fisto.
Let me see.
Do you get that,
here.
Kevin? He has dreads, and he typed Space Mon.
I
don't know if
that's a good one.
Went over your head, maybe.
Sorry, I was trying to make sure I get the right share.
Checking the giveaway.
Here.
I know. I get it.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm pulling this up on the screen. Oh, hold on a second. Why do we have that up there?
Is that from last week? Last episode?
That is from last week, but that's not what we're really looking at. We're looking here at the giveaway.
78. Should we? 80? 80. It's still coming in, man. Paul Maudib here getting it in here right at the cutoff. Resistance X-wing pilot. When should we cut it off here? 81.
Let's do 30
Mauricio
seconds.
coming in. Do we want to do a countdown, even though it doesn't really matter with the delay? It's a little more climactic that way, right? We can do a countdown.
We're gonna do a count. You just want to do a physical countdown? Go ahead. Count it down.
Here.
Count it down.
We're gonna count it down.
Go.
They're still pouring in at hashtag Space Mom. This is your last chance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And drawing.
Button, Kevin.
There we go. It's ripping through. Who are we gonna get? Oh, Mad Mike
8V72. Man, I say this every time, but every time I can't believe how long it lingers on that last person before totally screwing him, go to the next person. It's insane.
I know, it had Caleb Lloyd there right at the end. I was like, dude, is he gonna get it?
Who surely has multiples of these.
Yes.
Mad Mike 8V72. Mad Mike, if you've fallen asleep, Mad Mike 8V72. Congrats. I'll be looking for you in chat here. You have won the Vault exclusive Hera's B-Wing, courtesy of Jazwares. I haven't seen you pop up yet, but hit us up at microgalaxysquadcast@gmail.com or wake up, Mike. Wake up. There he is.
There
Thanks.
we go.
I don't have this. That's great.
Awesome.
I love that.
Fantastic.
Mike says he doesn't have this release. That's awesome. I love that. Congrats, man.
Great.
Hit us up on Instagram or email me at microgalaxysquadcast@gmail.com. Very, very cool. Glad somebody who didn't have one yet was able to pick it up. That's fun. I love giveaways. This one probably a little more expensive to ship than the last one, which was a light armor giveaway.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. So fun. Now, we've hit quite a few things.
I think we hit all of the stuff that I have pictures of. I don't have pictures of anything else.
So I will say a couple more of additions for the rumors.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've hit booth rumors that I had taken down here.
Hold on
one
second
thing we
here.
haven't.
Dan, I filmed it. It's going to be out at some point here within the next 4 or 5 days.
Also, for pictures, big shout out to OC Anderson in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
DYT NR1 on Twitter.
Yep.
Dinter1 on Twitter just hit me up with all kinds of photos this weekend, which was much appreciated.
Yep.
And Like in Miniatures 3D sending me all kinds of pictures. Love getting that stuff. Living vicariously through you guys and sending me photos to share. Toying Around is there, who took some great photos and has some more content coming soon. I think he took some video at the booth, as well as just general celebration. So give Toying Around a follow on YouTube and Instagram, and Boba Squadron. He'll probably be double posting that. Friends of the channel, it was next to impossible with the time difference to get anybody on live with us. So kind of a bummer there. Maybe we'll debrief with somebody that was there on the next episode. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think we hit most of the rumors. I say this because people have sent me things. Oh, well, I heard at the booth this. Somebody at the booth told me this. I can't corroborate any of that. So with a small grain of salt, because I doubt these people are just straight up lying to me, we mentioned potentially 1,000 of 3,000 are at the show. To recap, 2,000 of these might be available on Vault soon of the Visions exclusive. Very cool.
Yep.
Don't overpay yet. Don't overpay at all. This is the worst time to buy. Let everyone get home from the event, and the scalpers will all post their stuff at the same time. So wait like a week when everything is up and listed, and people will start taking lower and lower. But it sounds like my hope is this goes up next week, right?
Yeah.
Like I would hope this shows up like Wednesday or Thursday on Vault, and it's surprise, here it is. Maybe they save it for May 4th and put it up here in a few weeks for May 4th, but I would not overpay right now. That seems silly. The other thing that we didn't touch on, I've heard from multiple people. They're telling people at the booth, no more Scout class box sets on Vault.
Interesting.
So for all the people that were like, oh man, I hope they go back and hit Series 7, does not sound like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Not a huge loss to me, but I know there's a
No.
few people that are OCD about their like collection, and Scout class is just going to stop there. So kind of a big move. I don't know that they'll make like a formal announcement about that. Maybe maybe if we can have Tim Bungeroth on here once celebration stuff dies down, it's our hope that he'll be able to come on the show with us and answer some questions and hang out with us.
Yeah.
Maybe he can confirm that for us. The one other piece of news that I've heard two different people say, larger ships are being worked on.
I heard.
Boom.
That's going to be
Huge
cool.
news. Now, Kevin, we talked about this on the last episode. I felt that if we wanted to have a very, 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 very successful show here at Celebration, we needed one big boom and some kind of capital class ship, or even a large Jabba sail barge or something like that.
Sure.
I felt like we needed either, hey, blockade runners are coming, Star Destroyer is coming, or at the very least, just this is the next assault class ship.
Sure.
Even a tease, even just the silhouette of the next assault class, because we don't know what this year's assault class is, and there's a possibility that with a couple dreadnought releases this year, we may not see an assault class this year, and that's fine, I guess. But I do think that would have been like the big cherry on top to this show, is we need to see that. I don't like, just telling people at the booth is a little weird to me. Like if that's gonna get out there into the open, make it a thing at the show, you know. Now I know they've got to have something for May the 4th, maybe, maybe not, and maybe they'll have something big for SDCC, and maybe that's where we're gonna see this is Comic-Con. But that's what they've told a couple people, is that they are working on larger ships. So
That'd
To
be
me,
cool.
that's probably the biggest news of the show.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can tease that out or at least confirm that in some really awesome way. The other thing I would like to see, and I wish they had touched on, is the crowdfunding
Mhm.
snafu. We saw the crowdfunding stuff that's built into the back end on Vault.
Mhm.
It would have been really cool if they could have announced like a crowdfunded Outrider or
Yeah.
something like that. Outrider, people always ask for. I don't think there's actual people out in the world that want to buy those things. So they're all online talking about it. So Hasbro, we saw Dash Rendar at this show. Prince
Yeah.
Shizor already came out.
Yep.
I don't trust a ship that big at mass retail,
Mhm.
but I think that is a perfect. That is the Shadows of the Empire ship. Yeah. I think that's a perfect candidate for a crowdfunded project. Put your money where your mouth is. We'll make the ship a
Mhm.
year-ish turnaround time, like the HasLabs have been.
Yeah.
But that would be a really, really cool. And if that's successful, maybe we talk about the Ebon Hawk or something like that, that I think there's a lot of hardcore fans of, but
Mhm.
it's not going to do well at mass retail. So
Yeah, and if you can't do
perfect candidate
multiple
for that.
versions,
I hope we
it's also
see, yeah, hope we see info on that soon. But yeah, the big news to me, they are telling some people there that they're working on larger scale ships.
Mhm.
Now, they're obviously not going to be the same scale as the current ships, but
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no.
time to go. Kevin's yawning.
I've been yawning the whole time, man. I can't kick it. But
I
yeah, I
know
think
it's a
if
long
you're looking
weekend.
at
I
this
got to get
from
up
a
at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
yeah, no kidding, man. I'm sure you do. You got a busy day tomorrow, but the certainly if you're going with the capital ships, they're going to be way out of scale.
Yeah,
So
and that's okay.
don't
There's
which
I
yeah,
totally get that.
totally fine.
Again, we've talked about this. A Star Destroyer, if that's about as big as they get, Super Star Destroyer is silly.
Yeah.
I think 2 feet maybe.
Mm.
Some of these
Jeez, that'd be
TVC
huge.
ships you can hold kind of like this.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be no bigger than uh 2 feet, something like that. Maybe a little over 2 feet. We're
Hmm.
talking 24 inches.
Yeah.
I would love it. That they would look. They've got to fit somewhere. They've got to fit on a shelf somehow, somewhere. They've got to be. You've got to be able to do something with them once they're home. So, um, that's my
Yeah.
thought. I don't know. I think anything bigger than that. Dan wants a 6-footer in his house.
Yeah.
If you're wall mounting these, you're just
Uh,
getting a wall mount display. Listen, I think the ghost is sitting in the middle of my room right here, without a home, and it's way too big. So
mhm.
the HasLab Ghost, so
Yeah.
it can't be bigger than the HasLab Ghost. I don't think. I think
Agreed.
2 feet's where we need to be with that. But really cool news. That's exciting. I wish it had been an actual part of the show, but
Yeah.
overall, Defender is awesome. That probe droid, amazing, and
Agreed.
that Falcon, they got me. I'm gonna buy another one, and it looks incredible.
Agreed. Yep. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, Prismatic mentions the thing we've talked about before with instead of micro figures, micro vehicles coming with the ships.
Mm,
I think that would be really cool.
that would be cool.
Gozanti is a great candidate for that.
Super easy one. Yeah, you could do
So
multiple adapters.
keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Yep.
No news of
Awesome.
Biggs. Sandman is
Re-release of
asking about
Biggs.
Biggs.
Nah.
Listen, at this point, I don't know that's a thing anymore. I was really holding out hope, and I've told Jazwares many times that people really wanted that set. I just don't know if that's ever coming anymore.
No.
Bummer.
Yeah, but you can
But
always get Biggs in the Red Squadron. So
amazing pack. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
there's
basically
not
the
that
best
much of a
version of all
difference.
those X-Wing. Best version of Luke.
Yeah,
The deco's incredible. It's a really good set, and it's on sale all the time. I
it
think
is.
there's a
Yeah.
30% off thing right now, or very recently, this past week, there was 30% off. So,
And if you get them combined, it's 30% off 135 for the red and black squadron. That's a pretty good deal.
hey, what if they had Kevin design hangar bays for a Star Destroyer?
Yeah,
Listen,
there you go, man.
they don't have to have Kevin do that. Kevin can just do that. And
Yeah.
until he gets a cease and desist, you can just buy them from him.
That's right. Yeah, I'll just start making it, man. I've already got the hangars. I'll just scale them down for the little mini ships.
Oh man. Well, no other segments on this special episode tonight, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked that we could throw together an impromptu stream and
Yeah.
go live 30 minutes later and have like over 100 of you hang out. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for everybody tuning in.
Always appreciate the support.
Absolutely. So, I think that wraps up everything from Celebration, right?
Yeah, I think we hit on everything. I don't know if anybody has any did we forget anything, chat? Let us know. I'm going to check the calendar here.
Hashtag squadding out.
So we were live on the 15th.
Yep.
We got to figure out if is the next episode really going to be the 2nd, because we talked about switching to Fridays while Andor is on TV.
May the 2nd.
Because my guess is we're getting basically a new Star Wars movie every Tuesday for the next 4 weeks.
Yep.
So do we go live the 25th or the 2nd? I'm kind of thinking the 2nd, since
I'm thinking the
bonus
2nd
episode. So check our socials. You can find more at Micro Galaxy Squadcast on Instagram. I think the May 2nd is probably
more doable.
Live.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of a break there, but it's been fun. Yeah, 3 episodes per week. We're gonna get a movie every week, and I'm pretty excited about that.
I guess
it's just gonna be a little slow start like last time, but it's okay.
Hey, I'm
Super
in.
fun. Thank you guys for hanging out. I know Kevin will have a whole host of reviews going up soon, by the sounds of it.
Yes,
Where can people find those?
You can check out at KM Tanner04 over on YouTube.
Yes.
And then all of my reviews are over there. But yeah, I've got the B-Wing coming. I've got Mace, Hollow Maul, and then our Black Series Anakin Skywalker from Ahsoka.
I still need a Mace. We're gonna find one of those here soon.
Yeah. Well, you have a good connection. So
I know a couple people. Yeah. Man, I will get this out. Congrats again on winning the Hera's B-Wing. Very cool release. And thank you, Jazwares, for sending that to us. We always appreciate that. We love you guys.
Yep. Absolutely.
Everyone hanging out.
Until next time.
You're amazing.
We are squadding out.
Squadding out.
See you, everybody.